everybody, happy Vlogmas day 16. We are officially on the 10 day countdown. Well, technically you guys were yesterday, but for me today it is 10 more days until Christmas, which is nuts. I woke up this morning, we had some breakfast, we got a really exciting Nespresso pod. Finally we got like a holiday themed, not even holiday themed, but it's like it was more exciting than the typical like basic coffee pods. And then I got a Sugarfina one, the little ice cream gummies. It was so gross. It literally is like you're eating ice cream as a gummy. Like, it was just weird. Anyway, I listened to that podcast, an update. I'm just gonna go on a little mini rant here. It's everything wrong with what I think people think about religion, just super judgmental. I don't, not anything against them, like I'm not trying to like bash anyone, but they were talking about like how they only listen to like music from God, like they don't listen to, I think they called it like worldly music, which to me is just like a little bit extreme, like to each their own. But the way she was talking about worldly music, she was like, it's disgusting and like so judgmental. Like, she was like, I don't understand it, it's just awful. She was talking about WAP, like I totally understand, like as a mom probably understanding that, but it's just, I just don't like the idea of judging people, and I feel like that's where a lot of people like stray away from religion, because of people like that, where it's like you can say what you think your views are or like spread the word of the Bible, but to do it in a, isn't the whole Bible like the purpose is like not to judge people? Like, I just feel like some people are just so judgmental, and I just did not resonate with it at all, and honestly kind of made me a little bit upset. So I turned it off real quick. I don't want to be in that mindset. But I mean, religion is such a weird topic because I feel like people, there's faith, right? So faith is like a belief, like you believe it. But in all like reality, no one knows like 100% what's gonna happen, or like when we die, or what else is out there. And honestly, these are all just theories. I mean, you can believe and have faith in, like, you strongly believe that it's 100%, like I totally understand that, but don't talk as if like you know the way and like your way is the right way. Like, everyone's experiences in life and upbringing is so different that we all kind of like have different ideas of what the meaning of life is, or like beyond this like earthly life. So it's just weird to me when people talk as if it's like their way is facts and like everyone else is just wrong. I just don't like that. I'm very open. I like when people communicate to me like openly. A lot of you guys were mentioning a girl on YouTube named Allison. I briefly skimmed over her stuff, and she seems like really sweet and not like preachy, but also like will like throw in little hints of, you know, religion or something. So I followed her, but I have yet to like actually sit down and watch her. But a lot of you guys mentioned her, so thanks for you guys responding. And then what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, another thing is, I just feel like, what's the purpose of being on this planet and having like a human experience if we weren't meant to have it? So I think a lot of the times when people go a little bit overboard with whatever they believe in, they're like kind of straying away from the human experience. And I feel like we're all here for a reason. Like, why would God or like whoever's in charge or the universe, whatever, put us here on this earth to like not live in a worldly way or like humanizing way? Like, why would we fight against that? Because aren't we here to experience it? Like, that's what I think. I don't know. I feel like we should do like an upcoming Q&A for religion, or like beliefs or something, because I feel like that's such an interesting topic. I love hearing people's like beliefs and having an open conversation about that. I just find it extremely interesting. I feel like sometimes if I think about it a little bit too much, my head can get so wrapped up in it. There's never gonna be an answer, and to me that's a little frustrating. It's like, I like answers, I like facts, I like, you know, like math over science. I was just talking about this with my friends, because science is all theory, whereas math, like, you get a definite answer. Like, I just like knowing, but we don't know this stuff, but it's also super interesting to talk about. So I think that would be a really fun topic. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. So yeah, that's my little update on that podcast that I found. Not my thing. Sorry, not sorry. Super judgmental. like really bad. But I asked you guys on my Instagram today, we're gonna do something a little bit fun about your assumptions. I did one of these a long time ago. These were like the thing. I remember like when it first happened, it was like such a trend. I want to say like a year or two ago. I just thought it would be fun to throw in here. So I asked you guys on Instagram my assumptions. I'm gonna go get set up over here and we'll sit down and I'll show you guys. I haven't read through any of them and we'll react to them together. I think it'll be fun. I'm a little worried because I feel like people can assume things and it can like hurt your heart sometimes. All right, here we go. This is exciting. This is fun. I feel like I haven't done like a sit down video in a while. First one, you are very extroverted. I'm actually, like, the older I get, I feel like the more extroverted I become. As a kid, I was very much so, I feel, okay, here's the thing. I like people and I like hanging out with people and I feel like I gain energy from hanging out with people, but I like to hang out with a very select few. I feel like I need my people, and any other kind of person that I just don't vibe with, it actually drains me. I know people say this all the time, but I feel like I'm a little bit of both. Like I need my alone time, but I also need like girl time. I need my people. So I'm not very extroverted. That you're in a happy place right now. I'm in a weird, like I would call it a transitional phase, and it's kind of tough to be in right now because I don't really know what I want, and that can be really draining emotionally. So I wouldn't say I'm in the happiest place right now. I'm in a very like confusing spot. But Vlogmas is making me happy, so that's probably what you guys see is like me happy, but I wouldn't say I'm like happy, if that makes sense. Like not trying to be Debbie Downer here, but just being honest. Noah does not like my job. That's actually not true. Obviously, like, he finds it a little bit bizarre because he's not a part of that world, but he doesn't not like it. He doesn't ever get annoyed with me or anything. He's totally helpful, super helpful, but he would not want it for himself. So if it was for him, he doesn't like it, but for me, he doesn't really care. You don't like living in New York as much as you expected. I think that is true, but also I wasn't like aware of the situation going here, like that COVID was happening, what happened to my dad, all that stuff. So yeah, no, obviously. But I think if things were to have been different and there wasn't a pandemic, I don't know, who knows? But yeah, you're right. I was a straight A student. I wasn't a straight A student, but I had A's and B's, an occasional C. You seem naive, but you actually know your shit. This is interesting. I would call myself naive before this year, definitely. And I feel like people, this is something I've been struggling with or thinking about a lot lately, is that when people deal with like life, like real life problems, like a freaking pandemic, loss, a huge move, a huge career change, things like that, you almost get like hit in the face with reality. And like it's not like when you're younger you have this naivety, you're just kind of innocent, I would say. And this year I've definitely become more wise, obviously, because I've dealt with a huge, like a whole bunch that I never dealt with as a like young adult. It's almost like I'm envious of my old self, and like I would rather be like innocent and naive and not be touched by these things than to have wisdom and be touched by these things, because it's freaking hard. That's something that people don't talk about when you are wise. Like you don't become wise by not experiencing things. Like you go through shit, for lack of a better word. That's what makes you become wise. So it's almost like I'm struggling with the wisdom that I've gained this year versus like just the innocence of not dealing with life. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm naive anymore, but looking back, I definitely like was very naive. I'm scared to show Noah. No, that's his deciding. Probably now I would say I would be kind of scared because there's this like whole realm of like, who's Noah? Show Noah. That's just on him. He does not want to be part of the video. I don't care if he's on the video, but it would be weird if like all of a sudden he was on the video. Like it would kind of be like, okay, like this is Noah, like people are gonna get to know Noah, but that will never happen. Don't get your hopes up. Sometimes I enjoy weed to help with anxiety, relax, and sleep. I would occasionally smoke like socially. I don't smoke at like parties or stuff before. I'm talking like pre-COVID. There's 3 people that I feel comfortable smoking with, and I don't do it to release anxiety, relax, or sleep. I do it just because it's like a social thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I don't personally, like I don't think I would ever buy it and like smoke on my own, because it actually makes me more anxious, and then I eat like crazy, and then I'll get bad, like, and lazy. It's not good for me. So no, it actually makes me super more anxious. I actually envy people who take it or use it for their anxiety, because I'm like, how? Like, I get so paranoid. Like, I'm annoyingly paranoid. I feel awkward talking about religion and God to Noah. Yeah, it's something that I'm kind of just learning about and diving into. I'm not gonna have like this whole like coming to God moment, I don't think. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and base my life around it. It's just something I'm kind of diving into and learning a little bit more about. But yeah, it's a little bit weird because sometimes he'll like hear the preacher talk and he starts like yelling and screaming, and like, even me, like, I feel uncomfortable when they do that. I'm not a huge fan of that. So he sometimes is like, what the heck? Not in a judging way, but he's just like, what are you watching? And then I say like church, and he's like, oh, okay. But yeah, it's a little awkward just because he's not like religious in any way. When something doesn't go exactly like you thought, it ruins your day, week. Absolutely. I'm like a perfectionist, and it bugs me when things go wrong. Like, if one little thing is messed up, I just feel like it's all messed up, which is a mindset I'm very aware that I have and I need to fix. And I try avidly to fix, but it's hard. That you're really shy in person. I wouldn't say shy, I would say like anxious, because I feel like shy is like not wanting to go out and like talk to people. I'm very like okay with that, but it's like once I'm in that moment, I'm kind of just like, oh my God, like a little bit overwhelmed. Even though you're exploring Elevation Church, you still wouldn't label yourself Christian. Yeah, I don't like labeling myself. I'm not a huge fan of labels, so no, I don't label myself. You daydream of a normal job and being out of the public eye. Yeah, and it's not because I don't like what I do. I still love what I do. I just don't want to get wrapped up into it, and I've seen people like live their life and base their life around this, which is to me like not real life. Like, it's definitely real. Like, I definitely feel you guys and I love you guys and I love what we've built here, but my life is not only online, and I see people live their life for being online, like, and it's like they lose touch of like physical world. So that scares me. I don't like the mentality I think of when I'm a part of this. If this was my only thing, put it that way, if this was my only thing, I don't think I would be mentally myself. So yeah, I do daydream about getting a normal job. I'm obviously super blessed to be able to say I don't really want to look for one right now just because there's a freaking pandemic. I definitely want to do that in the future though, like get an actual job, and I would still do this. A lot of you guys are asking about like assuming what the cookies are, that because I posted on Instagram a picture of cookies and I said send me your assumptions, and they're like carrot cake cookies, what's the recipe? I don't have a big appetite and I can eat a bite of something and I'll still be full. I don't know who you are, but you know me to a T. It's actually kind of annoying. Like, I'm a snacker. I like ordering like a couple appetizers at a restaurant and picking on it. I like tasting everyone's food or like getting a little bit of everything. I can't just have one big meal. And yeah, people think it's like, oh, you don't eat that much. It's not that I don't eat that much. I don't eat that much of this, but I'll eat like this, and then I'll be full. You believe quality friends are better than quantity? Absolutely, 100%. I've always had just like a select few, like super close friends. I've never been like a, what's that thing that Taylor Swift called her girlfriends? Girl squad or something? Squad? No. Not my thing. I don't have to work out to stay skinny. I work out to bulk up. If I don't work out, I like lose my muscle and I lose weight and I just get like really like, I call it like fat skinny, where it's just like you're thin, and I don't know, like I feel it right now where I'm not like in the best shape. I just want to go back in the gym and like eat more, but I'm just so busy that sometimes it's like hard to like, you know how it is when you're busy, hard to like focus on your health. And I know this isn't long term, so I know going into the new year I'm definitely going to make that a resolution, but I feel right now I'm a little bit too thin. I'm slowly getting bored of uploading on YouTube. For VLOGMAS a little bit, I kind of opened up to you guys about that. I just feel like I'm not putting my best content up, but like I said, I'm trying to be grateful and, you know, live in the moment. I used to work my ass off during the holidays, like with regular jobs in college, and I loved it and I love the hustle and bustle, so I'm trying to get my mindset back into that where it's like I'm just grinding. There's like a feeling I get from it. You're afraid to walk around New York City on your own. I was in the beginning of this pandemic because there was nobody out there, and everyone who was out there were like cat callers and like homeless people, and it was kind of dangerous. I would get catcalled on, and I was a girl walking around like in the middle of the city with no one else next to me and no one else was on the streets. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, and I'm more like, I would say direct or dominant, where if I was, because I'm not from that kind of environment, so when I see it, it kind of like, it's a little bit scary, but I feel like I've grown a backbone and I know how to handle those situations a little bit better. I'm very sensitive. I think I'm more sensitive with the people in my life, like my family and my close friends, but online I'm not as sensitive as like I know other people get a little bit, I would say, sensitive with like comments and stuff like that. I'm rich. I wouldn't say rich. Like when I think rich, I think of like people who make like hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, like millions. But compared to the way I grew up and where I started, I would consider myself like money isn't a problem, which super blessed, and I worked my ass off for it. But I still mentally think in terms of lack, which I'm trying to figure out and like work on. My mindset is still like the way I was raised, so I don't look at money. I think it could be good and bad because I don't look at money as like something that I need. I feel like there's a threshold. Money is such a weird topic. There's a threshold that you need to be happy, I think, but I don't think money makes you happy overall, and it's not something that I'm like constantly like I put as a priority. And then there's also times where like I think in lack, where I work my ass off for what I built this myself. Like no one has helped me. I pay for my rent. I've never gotten family money or anything like that. I feel guilty for spending it or like not saving it. Like I'm a big saver, but yeah, that's that. Money's so confusing. I wouldn't say rich though. I'm rich in life. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. I mean, who is in 2020? Just a little disclaimer here. I'm editing right now, but I was thinking about it a little bit more. I feel like rich would be like anyone that's above you. So if you made X amount of money, all these people above you, you would view as like rich. But I don't ever think like you would ever view yourself as rich. I don't know. That's how I think, because no matter where, unless you're like Jeff Bezos or something like that, where you're like #1 and no one else is above you, or you're in like the top 100 list. But I think it's like no matter what, you're always gonna look at the people above you as like rich, because it's not where you are. But I think well off is a better word. Someone said something that I'm like not willing to talk about right now, but you're spot on. I want to be more of a minimalist because of anxiety, but constant PR makes it impossible. Absolutely. Plus I get offers and it's like my job. Like if you got offered a gig to sell this product and you got this product, like that's your job. Like you do your job. I have taken myself off certain PR lists. Like I don't take skincare anymore. I'm very like select on what I do take. It's not a bad problem at all, but I definitely feel it. I never take time to pause. Very true. I don't watch TV. I don't really have hobby. Like this is my hobby. My pause time is like going out with friends or something, or taking a bath. Like I'll take a bath for like 15-20 minutes. But if I pause, like yesterday I finished Vlogmas at 7 o'clock and it like I was like, what do? I'm bored. Like I need to do something. Rumor mill says Noah and I have an open relationship. That's not true at all. You met your boyfriend online in a way that wasn't meant to be serious. Half of that is true. So not online, but at a bar. It wasn't technically at a bar, but it was like through mutual friends. But I met him in college and he was leaving the bar and I was going into the bar and he was giving my friend his wristband. So it was like super brief interaction. He had invited us to his party and then like the next day we went to his party and we actually didn't really talk. Like I just was at his party and then we just kept going to his parties and I got to know him and like it wasn't meant to be serious. And yeah, we were like, that's how we met. I don't like my new camera. I literally love my new camera. That is false. My building costs $5,000 a month. No. No. That's a lot of money. Absolutely not. I'm Republican. I am not Republican and I'm not Democrat. I think it's called like, what's it called? Independent. Again, I'm not a huge labeler. I don't like labeling things. I care a lot about people. I do. I feel like sometimes too, like, a default at my end. Like I care so deeply about the people in my life and people that it's almost like I sacrifice my happiness or like my dreams or goals because of the repercussions it would have on like other people, or I don't let myself have a good time because I'm thinking about someone else's problem. I've actually been told by a psychic that I need to let go of carrying other people's life lessons. I don't watch much YouTube. I actually watch YouTube all the time. That's like my preferred, there we go, that's my hobby. You're fun to get to know, but getting to know you could be hard. Very true. You have a badass bitch side, and we don't know much about it. I feel like I would say I do. I don't want to vlog for a living. I love vlogging, but I want my channel to be more than just my life. Like I definitely want to put out content, like I said, that you guys like. I know sit down videos don't get as much traction as years before, but I don't think I'll ever stop doing them because I feel like those are my favorite to make because they have a meaning. It's not just like, look at me and look what this company sent me and look at my workout and look what I'm doing for myself. It's like actual genuine content. Assuming my relationship isn't that great or fun, Noah is so fun. Like that's something I wish that you guys saw. He is such a goofball. He is constantly making me laugh. Like I laugh till I cry, and so goofy, like too goofy. He's not serious enough. He is so funny and just weird. Like, so that's actually false. He's my best friend, like on top of being my boyfriend. I'm very bougie, absolutely not. I went to private school. No, I went to public school and I'm very thankful for that. I've seen private school kids before and I'm like, oh man. But yeah, I really like public school. I think there's benefits to both. I think private school is great for like educational purposes or like succeeding in life, but I think public school is really great because you get a lot of like real life. You get a mixture of people. You can literally experience like real life. So I'm very thankful that I went to public school. Those are the assumptions. That was fun. I miss sitting down with you guys and chatting. I hope you guys enjoyed this portion. Noah's actually at the gym right now. He should be back pretty soon and we're gonna head, I think we're either gonna do Macy's in the Empire State Building, like the Macy's at Herald Square, or we're gonna go to Soho and West Village. We're gonna try West Village again because we fudged up that time. So yeah, either way, we're gonna go explore the city. All right, so I ended up changing into this turtleneck because I need something on my neck. I get really cold. And I'm just wearing my Lulu's jacket and these black pants. I think I got these from Free People, but they're just basic black jeans. And I put my hair up in a French braid because I think I'm gonna wear a beanie. It is 37 degrees today, so wish us luck, but I think we're gonna head on over to the Macy's Decor, the Macy's on Herald Square. They're like known for their Christmas decor. I've never been before, so this will be exciting. And it's right next to the Empire State Building, so we're gonna go head on over there and check it out. I haven't been to the Empire State Building either. You can see it from my apartment. Like right there. And if you guys watched my quarantine vlogs, you guys remember when I like first ventured out in the city by myself and I tried to go walk over to the Empire State Building and I got really scared, turned around and came back. Well, we're gonna go to the Empire State Building today. We are making it a point. I think we might even walk over there. It looks really close, but it's actually like, I think like a 30-minute walk, which isn't too bad, to be honest. Ubers here are way expensive, so kind of want to walk, but we'll see once I get outside. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, so it's pretty chilly out there. Was a certain poor shepherd in the fields as they covers nowhere. The angels did say, was a certain poor shepherd in the fields as they I just finished editing, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. We ended up going to the Empire State Building and I was very hesitant at first. I actually like walked away like 3 times because I was so nervous. There's 2 options. You can get a ticket to go to the level 102, which is like, I don't know, I guess just higher, but we got the ticket to go to level 86 and I was just so nervous because I don't like being in like elevators. I don't like being up that high. It just like freaks me out, especially being outside in that high. But they had like heaters and stuff, so it was pretty somewhat warm. It was freezing, but it was like not crazy and there wasn't like extreme wind like I was thinking, but it was really fun. I'm really glad I went. The King Kong stuff was my favorite. There's like a little museum in there. Is that all the Empire State Building is just the observatory? Like what's actually in the Empire State Building? I should probably Google that. But it was really, really cool. And then the Macy's windows. It's kind of sad, to be honest, just because everything is closed. They closed the restaurants, I think yesterday again. And then a lot of businesses were out of business. It was just really sad. But the windows were pretty cool. I don't think it's like how it is every year. Like I don't think New York is gonna stay like this. I think a lot of you guys got offended because I said New York was dead. But I live here, like I know what it looks like and it is pretty dead for like what it used to be. But I'm not saying it's gonna be like that forever. I definitely think it'll pop back up, but just for right now it's very like empty. And it's really sad to see like the businesses closing down and stuff. But it was cool. Like they had the window dedicated to the frontliners this year, which I thought was really cool. So they had a lot of like dedication to that. And then they had like little games where you could like push a button with your foot. You just like played these almost like arcade games. It was really cool. And then the inside of Macy's was really cool too, but I just liked the first level. When you go up or down, it's just shops. So I had a really, really good day. But tomorrow it is like supposedly a giant storm is coming. They said it's like up to 24 inches of snow. There is a winter storm warning. I have no idea what that is. I'm used to like hurricane warnings or tornado warnings, but not winter storm warnings. I don't know, but it's gonna be so snowy tomorrow, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it's just honestly a storm, but just with snow, so I'm excited for it. So we'll see. My first snow, like actual snow in the city tomorrow will be really exciting. My air conditioning just turned on, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. It gets really loud. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.